Hey everyone, it's Jen Morgano from Cardamom by Jen Morgano. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. I live on Long Island in New York, and today we are going to be making this really fun fold card, or should I say a really fun fold card, using products from the Traditions of Christmas Sweet Collection. And that is a new offering in the September mini catalog. It consists of 2 stamp sets or 2 bundles. So we have Christmas greenery, right? So I have nice little floral images and the matching dies, and then the traditional labels, which is all your sentiments, matching label dies. Okay, so that comes with that. It comes with a really beautiful pack of DSP. One side is foily and shiny, and the other side has fun patterns. Christmas definitely is the theme here. It also comes with these beautiful dots. What are they called? They are called sparkling sequins. Also comes with an embossing folder. I'm not using that on here. But let's take a look at how this card works. So it has a belly band, and the belly band comes off to reveal beautiful DSP. And then it opens up, and it's this fun fold that kind of course, this isn't cooperating, right? Why would it? Kind of pops up like this, so you can stand it up. It's fun. You have your sentiment that pops up. You have a little writing panel, and then it can just fold flat to fit in an envelope. So that's fun. So let me start off with the measurements of the paper you'll be needing. I'm going to start with a real red card base for this card, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, and I'll go over the scoring and the cutting in a minute with you. You're going to need a piece of real red for your belly band, and this is 1.5 inches by 11. You are going to need 2 pieces of the same pattern DSP, and these are 1 7/8 by 5.25. Okay, so you'll need 2 of the same pattern for the front flaps. You'll need 1 that size, so again 1 7/8 by 5.25 for the inside flap, and a piece of basic white for the inside too. So 1 7/8 by 5.25. And guess what? Like I always do, I'm going to put a link in my blog, or a link down below to my blog, which will have all these measurements written out. Okay, and then you're going to need 3 strips of DSP for that inside part. That 2 are 7/8 by 3.25, and then 1 is 1 7/8 by 3.25. Okay. Then you're going to need scraps of basic white and old olive for your floral pieces and your little sprig. Okay, so like I said, let's go over these scoring and cutting. And again, these will be in my blog, so don't worry. So you're going to start by putting your 8.5 long side up along the top, and you are going to score at 2 1/8. Okay, which are 2 tiny lines past the 2. So you're going to score there. Then you are going to flip it around 2 1/8 and score again. Okay, so you're scoring 2 1/8 inches in from each side, and that's going to be, you know, your fold, your gatefold. Okay, now you are going to move your card to 4 1/4, which is where you would normally score down all the way down the middle for your regular closing card. Okay, and you're going to score down to the 1 inch mark. So again, you're at 4 1/4. You're going to score down to 1 inch. Then going to flip it around 4 1/4 down to 1 inch. Okay, then you're going to turn it so that you're at the 5.5 side is up along the top. You're going to line it up to the 1 inch mark, and you are going to cut from score to score. So 2 1/8 down to 6 3/8. not sure, to the next score line. Okay, so you're gonna make sure, so up against one. What I like to do is move my cutter down to right about where that score is, and you're just gonna pull it down to there. Okay, so score to score, add an inch, cut down. Then you can rotate it, put it at an inch, and guess what? It should be right at that other score line. So then you just have to worry about cutting up to 2 1/8 to the next score line. Okay. Then you are going to score 1 inch in from these lines, right? So we know that we scored 2 1/8 here. So this line would be at 3 1/8. And you're going to score from cut to cut. Cut, okay. And then again, just flip it around. 3 1/8, cut to cut. Okay, so just to go over that again, you're going to score 2 1/8 in from each side. You are going to score at the 4 1/4 mark down 1 inch. And to make it easier, flip it over down 1 inch. Okay. Then you are going to score from cut to cut at 3 1/8 in. So you're going to move your card 3 1/8 in. Going to score down to cut, rotate 3 1/8 in, cut to cut score. Okay. Move that out of the way. Let me get my bone folder. So these are going to come in. These top and bottoms are going to go out. And these two are going to go up like that. So you have this guy. Okay, and then again, close. All right, so let's put the DSP on where we can. I have the pretty foily pieces on the outside. And I'm going to save some of the stamping. I did the stamping prior to this for the whole card, but I will show you how awesome these stamps are to help you make a really pretty card. Because, you know, when I saw these, I was like, ooh, these are really pretty lined floral cards. But then I was like, do I really want to color those? That's a lot of coloring, right? And Stampin' Up! Was like, Jen, we got you. Don't worry. We have some stamps that'll help you fill it right in. So you're going to put the pretty, oh, I love this paper. By the way, I made these for a swap for a retreat I'm attending. And I pretty much blew through the whole pack of paper. So I'm going to have to buy some more. Okay, I'm going to open that up. And you're going to put the fun little plaid piece the inside here. And then you're going to take those small little strips. Boop, boop, boop. I made a little double cut when I was doing that. Okay. Okay. And while we're here, we can attach our little sprig on the inside. This is a really nice piece of, or a nice cutout of old olive. And I just kind of glue it along the center. I see I didn't do it on this piece, but on my other cards I sponged, or not sponged, I used my blending brush to put some darker colors around the edge just to give that pine bough some dimension. Okay, so let me show you these stamps. We're going to use this one. You're like, oh, Jen, I can see that clear. We're going to stamp this bouquet in Memento and then use these fill-ins to color it. Okay, so let me show you what I got. Let me get some white paper. Here we go. First thing, oh, okay, if I need to be doing things correct, I have to cut it to 1 7/8 by 5 1/4 because that's the panel that's going on the inside. Ta-da! So 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. I'm going to ink up my stamp. And I have it kind of off center on my card. So not the whole stamp, just, you know, little piece. Then I'm going to come in with my old olive for the leaves. Now there's these little sprigs and then there's the leaves. The leaves I'm going to do full strength. And it fills right in. Ta-da! Cool, right? Then for the sprigs, I'm going to stamp off once. And it just kind of, I really love this. And I know there's other stamp sets like this, but I feel like this is the first time I've ever really taken advantage of it. I don't know. Crazy. Okay. Whoa. Wow, did you see that? I have my old Real Red just came apart. It's showing off. The flowers I'm going to do full strength in Real Red. And then the bow, I am going to stamp off once. Look, isn't that great? I'm going to have to fix this later. I hope it doesn't cause any problems. But look at that. Isn't that, you don't have to worry about getting out any pencils, any blends, nothing. Perfecto. Okay, so that's what I did for the inside. Let's glue that in. Then I took my Season's Greetings, which I stamped in Real Red, and cut out using the matching die. I'm trying to find some dimensionals. They're hiding on me. Isn't that a joke? I have like 5 million of these. Do you guys have those too? So I'm using them all. And I just put them, you know, one on each, one dimensional piece on each part of the label. I centered that. Then I took some of those snazzy sequins and I put a red one up here, a small gold one over here, and then a large gold one down on the bottom. You can do whatever you want, of course. It is your card. Okay, but that's that. So fun, right? Ta-da! 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 Okay, I'll stop. So the last piece really is to do the belly band. So you can close this up. You're going to take that 1.5 inch by 11 inch piece of Real Red, center it, and then I flip that card over. I fold it, and you don't want to make it too tight, or else no one's going to be able to open the card and see what you did on the inside. A little glue, and I fold it over, but I make sure I don't pull and make it as tight as I can. Flip it over. Then I always put the dimensionals in the middle instead of on my focal piece, because how many times have I put it on a piece of that piece that went on either side of that belly band, and then you're stuck, or the card is stuck. Okay, and this is that other piece I did, so Real Red, and then I used Cherry Cobbler stamped off once, stamped off twice, and then yes, actually this is a sample with shaded spruce. I take it back. Here's the real one. Ta-da! Same idea. Real Red, Cherry Cobbler, stamped off once, stamped off twice, and then the old olive leaves. And there you go. How easy. Well, okay, it was a little bit, it was medium, right? It wasn't that hard. You just have to get those cutting measurements out. But I mean, the paper does so much work for you on this card. Those stamps make it so easy to have a really great image just popping out to say hello. Ta-da! Ta-da! Love it. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. And please, if you make one of these, send it to me. You can either drop it in the comment if you're allowed. I don't know. Are you allowed to put pictures in YouTube? Or you can find me on Facebook under Cardamom. I put all my links below. My blog, you can send it to me via contact. I would love to see what you're making. I know that you're out there watching because I see the little numbers, but I would love to hear from you. Put faces to the names or projects to the names. So do that. If this is the first time you're watching me, I hope you enjoyed this project. Please hit subscribe if you like it. And again, like I mentioned before, I have all my social links down below, so you can follow me there as well. Guys, I hope you have a great day and you get to do something crafty. Bye.